Do you have any hobbies? Do you enjoy your hobbies? What equipment do you need for your hobbies? In this video, we're going to be looking at how to answer these specific IELTS Part 1 speaking questions on the subject of hobbies. We're not going to go into vocabulary for singing, skiing, cycling, reading, writing, singing, fa la 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 la, because I'm sure you already know the vocabulary for the hobby that you have. What we are going to look at in this video is some specialist phrases and terms to talk about your hobbies. I'm not going to teach you what the word cycling is in English because I'm sure you already know that. In this video, we're going to be looking at the common questions that come up in IELTS Speaking Part 1 for the hobbies questions, and we're also going to be looking at the vocabulary in which to answer. Let's get started with the vocabulary. The first phrase that I want to teach you is the term to blow off steam, which means to get rid of trapped emotion. When I'm stressed, I go to the gym to blow off steam. When I need to blow off steam, I love going for a walk in the forest. And it's kind of an idiom, like as you can see from the picture here, it's a man blowing out steam out of his head. It means to release the emotion. If you're feeling angry, you can blow off steam by doing something you love. For example, a hobby. Similar to blow off steam is to unwind, which means to relax. When I want to relax and unwind, I go to the countryside and I write. Cycling is a great way to unwind after work. This is a really nice, simple, easy word you can use in the IELTS Speaking Task Part 1 because you can use it in many different topics. If it's art, you can say, I like painting to unwind. If it's food, I like to unwind by eating a big greasy burger to unwind. I can't get enough of. This means you really like it. For example, you can say, I just started skiing and I can't get enough. It's so much fun. I can't get enough of my new gym. It has all the equipment and it is close to my house. Can't get enough of. It means you really like it and you can't stop doing it. A really good one to use in the IELTS Writing Task Part 1. A really good phrase for the hobbies question is to take up, which means to start doing. So you can say, I don't have any hobbies, but I want to take up boxing. Or I don't have many hobbies, but I want to take up badminton. Or I have recently taken up running. To take up means to start doing. This one is a good phrase to use if someone asks you when you do your hobbies. Spare time, which is basically time when you're not doing anything else. When you're not working or you're not sleeping, this is your spare time. In my spare time, I like to relax by listening to music. I don't get much spare time, so when I do get it, it's very precious. I have so much spare time at weekends, so I want to start a new hobby. It says free time there. It's okay, it's a synonym. Free time, spare time, leisure time. To be social, which means to interact with people, or you're doing something just for the people side of it. I started playing football in my spare time to be social. I don't really like going out for drinks, but I do it just to be social. It just tells the examiner that you do it mainly for the person element or to make friends. It's a really nice phrase to use in Part 1. Lastly, it's a little bit of a joke on this, it's more of an insult. You can say, all of the gear and no idea. And it basically means someone that has all the expensive equipment for a hobby but is not very good at it or has just started. I'm sure you'll know somebody like that. Maybe you are. He isn't very good at ice hockey, but he spent a fortune on equipment. All the gear, no idea. I just started cycling and bought a brand new expensive bike. All of the gear, no idea. It's a very humorous way to speak, but it's how native English speakers speak, so you might get some good grades for this one. Be careful when you use it, it is a little bit of an insult. So let's have a look at some of the common questions the examiner might ask you. There are 3 sets of questions and 4 questions in each set. So let's have a look at some common ones in the hobbies set. Do you have any hobbies? What equipment do you need for your hobby? How long have you had that hobby? What are the most popular hobbies in your country? Why do you think hobbies are beneficial? We're going to go through every single one of these questions and give a sample answer using the vocabulary we have just learned. We're going to look at a positive answer and a negative answer. Let's go. If you're enjoying this video, like and subscribe, it helps it get to more people and it helps me grow my channel, so I might be more inclined to make more videos for you. I'm just kidding. I hope you're enjoying the video. Like, subscribe, show me you like it. The first question and the most common question in the IELTS Writing Task Part 1 if they're talking about hobbies is simply, Do you have any hobbies? And if you do have hobbies, and you should, here are some sample answers. Yes, I love to spend my time cycling. I mainly do mountain biking as it helps me to blow off steam after a stressful week of work. Yes, I have recently taken up skiing. I love seeing my skill improve the more I do it. It gets a bit cold though. So here you can see how we've used blow off steam and taken up. If you don't have any hobbies, how can you answer the question? You could say something like, no, but I have always been interested in learning how to fish. My father is a fisherman and it seems like a good way to unwind. No, I am always too busy at work. When I get home, I just want to watch TV and go to sleep. Even though it's a boring answer, you'll still get grades because you're answering the question. No, I would like to take up a cookery class though, just to be social. What kind of equipment do you need for your hobby? My hobby needs a lot of equipment. It's a quite expensive hobby at the start, but once you have the equipment, it lasts a long time. My hobby needs a lot of equipment. Some of the equipment is quite specialised, but there is a big community, so I can often buy things second-hand. Second-hand means you buy it off somebody else, not new. What kind of equipment do you need for your hobby? My hobby needs a lot of equipment, and you could even list the equipment. For example, my hobby needs a lot of equipment, like a bicycle, a helmet, lights, a speedometer, a mudguard, a bell, ding ding, all for my bicycle hobby. If you don't need much equipment for your hobby, you could say, hardly any. My hobby is just me and the outdoors. I only really need good walking shoes. Hardly any. I need a few little things like paintbrushes and paper, but it's minimal. Hardly any. You could spend a lot of money on equipment and still not be very good. In the community we say, all of the gear, no idea. How long have you had your hobby? A long time. I've been making model planes since I was a child. I still can't get enough of it. A long time. I have been a rock climber for as long as I remember. I think it was my uncle that got me into it when I was very young. How long have you had your hobby? Not long. I just took it up last year as I had a lot of spare time. I mainly did it to be social and make new friends. The cycling community is very friendly. Not long, I only discovered it recently when a friend told me about it. But it is a great way to blow off steam. What kind of hobbies are popular in your country? In my country, many hobbies are popular. A lot of people have taken up yoga recently. It is great as it has become very social now. In my country, many hobbies are popular. Because we have a big coast, water sports are the fastest growing hobby. So you could talk about if you have a specific niche or a specific hobby that a lot of people do in your country, it is a good time to talk about that in this question. If there are not many hobbies that are popular in your country, you could say, not many, but people are starting to be more into fitness and health. So I guess weightlifting. Not many. People are quite poor in my country, so they cannot afford expensive hobbies. They like to run or play chess to be social though. What benefits do you get from your hobbies? Most of them are about getting fit or getting out of the house. So you can say, I get fit. I'm always moving around so it tones my muscles and makes me stronger. I get fit. My hobby allows me to get out of my house and into the outdoors. I get fit. My hobby involves lots of lifting heavy things and moving quickly. I am so much faster and strong since I took it up. I make new friends. I benefit from a large community and we have become like a family. All because of our shared love of Warhammer. I make new friends. I was quite lonely before I started playing football in the park on Saturdays. I now have an active social life with the people I met through my hobby. So as you can see from all of these questions, they are very simple and it is good to use some specialist vocabulary that we talked about earlier. The main tip here is don't use yes or no answers. After you have answered a question, try to build on it. Talk about why you do it, or where you do it, or who you do it with. Remember, the sweet spot, the best length of answers for part 1 questions is no more than 3 sentences. Hope you enjoyed the video. Check out these videos right here if you want to see other topics or other sections of the IELTS paper. I have a lot of them on my website and you can press this button here to subscribe. Thank you and smash those exams.